Hey everyone, Life Coach Carisa here, coming to you with a new message today about pain and suffering. I know that's not a very fun topic to talk about, but I've been thinking a lot about it lately, and I thought, if there's someone out there that needs to hear this message right now, then I need to bring this to them. And if I can help one person, then it's all worth it. And I think what brought this up is that as I'm life coaching individuals, I am aware of the pain and suffering that they have in their life. This may be because of things that are just beyond their control, or it's even the pain and suffering that we're adding on top of what's already there. And so I got to thinking about how we resist pain and discomfort. Like we will do anything in our minds to avoid pain and discomfort. And what we sometimes do is we pre-think about all the bad things that could happen as if we're somehow going to be able to prevent those from actually happening. And I see how this played out in my life now. Like I wanted to keep everything happy all of the time. And one of the most powerful concepts that I learned in my coaching certification was this concept of a 50-50 life. And I know it sounds very simple, and it is simple, but when you embrace this concept and like truly live into it in your life, it can be the most life-changing experience that you can have. And essentially what it's saying is that you're going to wake up each day and it might be 50% good and 50% bad that you experience in your life. And I remember when I was learning this, I had a thought that like I wanted a 90-10. I wanted 90% good and 10% bad. And so I would show up in ways of panic and fear and worry and control, not living in the moment, worrying about what tomorrow might bring. And it was totally making me live a life that was not joyful, was not really experiencing what was happening. I was just trying to prevent things that I couldn't even control. So this whole concept really intrigued me because I could see where I was not accepting that life is 50-50. Like intellectually, I can understand that. We were not told you're going to go live this life on earth and it's going to be wonderful and enjoyable and happy. Like we weren't told that. But somewhere along the line, our brain, we start believing that it should somehow be this great experience. And if it's not, then things are wrong. Things have gone drastically wrong. And so when I truly started living into a 50-50 life, I mean, literally I'd wake up each day and say, I know today's going to maybe be 50% good and 50% bad, but I know I can handle anything that comes my way. And I won't pre-worry about things before it actually presents itself. It's like we resist the whole pain and discomfort and add ourselves pain and discomfort. And we're not going to get out of this life without pain. We're going to have pain. And when we can become at peace with that and accept it, it really opens us up to see life so differently. And a piece of why this has to be this way is because we need the contrast in life. Like we say we want to be happy all the time, but if someone we love passes away, we want to be sad and we want to grieve. So we aren't wanting a happy life all the time. If we don't have that contrast of good and bad or good and evil, like we don't fully understand what joy is. So first, just accepting that we are given this life without any promise that we're not going to have pain and suffering in it. And so nothing has gone wrong. This is just the human experience. And so that was so powerful for me to really live into that. Like I said, practice it each day and remind myself that there are going to be good parts of today and there's going to be bad parts of today, but I can handle it and I won't pre-worry about it. So that was huge for me. The other part was knowing that I can feel any kind of emotion and I can handle it. Whatever sadness or grief or confusion might come up, I can handle that emotionally. It's a feeling in my body and I can process it. and I can work through that. And when I worked on those skills, it naturally took away some of that fear, because I think the whole reason why I was resistant to the pain and suffering was because I was afraid of what that was going to feel like. So knowing that I can handle pain and work through it and keep on going, and just reminding myself of that was really powerful when I was in the midst of difficult times. And it's kind of crazy because it's like we try to prepare for pain by causing ourselves pain. And that's never going to work. Until we're in that reality, so much of what we even think about doesn't even happen. So until we're in it and experiencing it, we can't pre-prepare ourselves for it. So our brain, obviously, it's doing this for a reason. It's just trying to warn us about danger and discomfort. It doesn't want us to feel bad, so it's constantly being on alert and looking for danger. But when we can understand and accept that there is going to be the good and the bad in life, it makes things so much more peaceful. We're going to have people pass away that we love, maybe too soon. We're going to have our kids have an illness that we can't control. We're going to have diagnoses ourselves that we can't control. And when we are able to accept it for what it is and not resist it, we can create space for it that allows us to breathe into it, to open up space for it, to see that this is just part of the human experience, but I am strong and I can handle it and I can overcome. And when we create that space, we actually allow ourselves to process the emotion, the thoughts. We become so much more intentional about our thinking rather than trying to resist and panic and stay away from what doesn't feel good. So this is just scratching the surface, but I wanted to share that 50-50 concept with you and spend some time thinking about that. Look at your own life and see if you really truly accept what's happening around you, or whether you're resisting it and wishing it to go away, and you're arguing with reality, which just causes so much more suffering for you. And know that you are strong and that you can overcome anything that happens to you. And by creating space around it and being accepting, you actually ease your suffering rather than adding to it. So I hope this is helpful in some way. If you or anyone you know is suffering, please share this 50-50 life concept with them and begin to practice thinking that way each day, that life is 50-50 and you're not going to resist against what's painful. You're going to look at it, accept it, and maybe even move to a place of asking yourself, why is this here for me? What can I learn from this? What am I meant to get from this experience? And I'm telling you that creates such space around it, and it will ease the pain and suffering in a way that you didn't think was possible. So I hope this message was helpful. Pain and suffering, it's no joke. We've all been through it, different levels, different severities, but there are tools that can help you get through it and not add your own pain and suffering on top of what's already there. All right, guys, have a great day. Hope this is helpful. Please reach out if you ever have any questions.